For nearly 2 decades, Angel Batista stood as one of the most loyal and unshakable figures in Dexter. But in Dexter, Resurrection Episode 9, his story came to a shocking end, closing the chapter on one of the last remaining original characters. The episode didn't just kill off a fan favorite, it reminded us how heavy the cost of Dexter Morgan's dark secret really is. Angel's journey in this season has been one of determination, frustration, and obsession. For years, he carried the weight of suspicion that Dexter was the Bay Harbor butcher. In this episode, he finally got the confirmation he'd been chasing. The tragedy is that this vindication came far too late. Instead of exposing Dexter, Angel walked directly into his own death. The episode begins with Batista trailing Dexter to a restaurant, quietly observing from the shadows, knowing deep down that he was close to cracking the case wide open. But his relentless pursuit soon backfired. The NYPD stripped him of his badge, effectively shutting him out of the hunt. And that only made him more desperate. Desperation pushed Angel into dangerous territory. He approached Leon Prater, a man far too dangerous to confront alone. Batista's real motive wasn't just a vague threat to his life, it was his chance to squeeze out more truth about Dexter. What he didn't expect was how quickly the tables would turn. Once Prater heard the truth that Red was in fact the butcher, he decided to make Angel a gift for Dexter. Bound and restrained inside Prater's vault, Batista became bait. When Dexter arrived, he tried to do the unthinkable, save Angel's life. Cutting through the restraints, Dexter offered him freedom. But freedom wasn't enough for Batista. For him, this was the moment of truth. He finally had undeniable proof that his longtime friend was the monster he had suspected. Consumed by rage, Angel turned on Dexter, determined to end him then and there. That choice sealed his fate. In the chaos, Leon Prater pulled the trigger. Angel collapsed, dying in Dexter's arms, still unable to reconcile the man he once trusted with the killer he now knew was real. And just like that, a character who had carried the legacy of justice since season 1 was gone forever. His death wasn't just another casualty. It raised the stakes in ways the show desperately needed heading into the finale. One of Dexter's closest allies had been taken from him, not by his own hand, but by a new enemy, Prater. That loss makes Dexter's thirst for revenge even sharper, because now it's personal in more ways than one. But Batista's death also struck a deeper chord. Dexter, Resurrection has leaned heavily into the ghosts of Dexter's past, forcing him to confront the chain of lives destroyed by his double existence. James Doakes, Maria LaGuerta, Rita, Deb, each one fell because of Dexter's secret life. And now Angel joins that list. Even when Dexter doesn't pull the trigger, his presence brings ruin to those around him. The end of Batista is also the end of an era. He was one of the very last threads connecting us to the original world of Dexter. With him gone, only Dexter himself and Vince Masuka remain from the season 1 lineup. Every other familiar face, Doakes, Rita, LaGuerta, Deb, has been claimed by the darkness in one way or another. Batista's death slams the door shut on the past and sets the stage for an explosive conclusion. Angel Batista's story was always defined by his commitment to justice, his loyalty to fallen friends, and his unwillingness to look the other way. That same commitment is what doomed him. He was never going to forgive Dexter. He was never going to stop. And because of that, his fate was inevitable. The tragic part is that his victory came in the moment of his defeat. He was right all along. Now, with Batista gone, Dexter heads into the season finale with blood on his hands yet again, this time the blood of a man who once stood by him. And as much as Dexter may try to outrun his past, Angel's death is proof that the shadows he casts will always catch up, no matter how far he runs.